My challenge is to be more graceful to myself. That's what I read today. And I was thinking, oh, yeah, let's help the other one and record a little video. So here I am wearing my glasses because, yes, when it comes to being graceful to myself, I have to admit I don't like wearing them. But what's more important? Worrying about the way I look or helping someone else out? And that's what being graceful is about. It's about being okay with not being perfect. It's about not beating yourself up when you are not stepping up to the level that you want to be at. So please note, it is about taking one step at a time, but it's not about being mad at yourself when you don't achieve it. Back in the days when I was still learning to play piano, living at home, so we're talking at elementary school, I remember that I would get so mad at myself. So we had this wooden piano, and I would put my fist and I would literally bang on the piano, or I would, bite in my fist. It took me decades to figure out that this was actually a way of dealing with me not being good enough. So by inflicting myself pain, I was dealing with the imperfection. Is that good? No, absolutely, it's not good. But when we look nowadays at especially the young ones cutting themselves, why do they do it? To overcome the pain they feel inside, the pain of not knowing what to do, the pain of not feeling good enough, the pain of overwhelm. And it's so important that we realize that discipline or punishing ourselves is not the way to do it. It's about giving ourselves grace, being kind to ourselves, and telling ourselves, hey, mind you, it's about taking one step at a time. The mere fact that you're going out there and that you're doing it, that works way better. So to get into the example of playing the piano, nowadays I play primarily drums. I still practice a lot. And now I have learned to slow down, start slow, and then improve the speed until it's really fast. And I'm like, really? That's the moment that it goes totally uncoordinated. And you're like, I'm doing everything in the wrong order. And then you go back to the speed that it's good again, because that's what you want to teach your brain, that you want the brain to remember how it was done accurately, and then I go down in speed again until it's perfect. And whenever I go really quickly, of course, adrenaline goes up, heart rate goes up, blood pressure goes up. I tend to hit the snare drum a little bit harder when I'm counting down. And yes, I am aware of this. And then I'm like, hey, hang on. This is not about me being annoyed. Well, I am annoyed because I want to be perfect. I want to do it good. But that's not realistic. So I'm telling myself to calm down. And, it's okay. So I have to find that balance between pushing myself to go slightly quicker. And yes, that means making mistakes, but not as quick that it just is sheer chaos and I get mad at myself. And I guess when we talk about giving ourselves grace and being okay with ourselves, that's what it comes down to. It's about taking one step at a time. Try to avoid going into overdrive. Well, you can go into overdrive as long as it doesn't make you crazy because things are going the wrong way. So, yeah, so let's limit the overdrive, but instead find that balance like, hey, I'm doing things, I'm stepping up to the next level, and when things feel uncomfortable, that's actually a good level because then you are learning stuff. But beware, it's not about getting angry with yourself. That level is about learning new things. And yes, if you're uncomfortable with yourself, that's okay. Just don't get mad with yourself. Don't get upset. It's, it's part of the whole learning curve. And, the funny thing is, if you were to fast forward in time, you would laugh at yourself in a few months because, oh my God, how was I struggling with that back then? And if you have been consistent ever since, then you will see that you have made progress ever since that moment. And that month later, it's going to be so easy. And you're like, why was I so mad at myself? And that's the thing. In order to have progress, you don't have to be mad at yourself, because what's going to happen? Is it going to encourage you to move on? Is it going to encourage you to do it again? Or is it going to make things haywire in your head? That's the question, of course. Whereas if you look at yourself with grace and you say, okay, you've tried, you've gone into that place where you're uncomfortable. Now let's get back to where it was okay, and tomorrow we are going to do it again. We're going back to that place where it's uncomfortable, and then we speed up things a little bit, or we take to the next level, whatever it is you are doing. And then, when you've challenged yourself enough, before that moment that you get upset with yourself, step down a notch and say, well done. So every now and then I take pictures. I take pictures from before I start to play drums, and then I take pictures from when I have played drums. And you can see the difference in my face, because especially during summertime, I'm sweating and all. And it's, it's challenging because, like I said, my heartbeat goes up, probably my blood pressure too. I don't know. I don't wear a sleeve to measure my blood pressure, but sometimes it feels like it. Heart rate going up is excellent. There's nothing wrong with that. It's about creating stamina in this case. And it's so important for a number of reasons. When I'm learning myself something new, it's about teaching the brain that I still can do something new, that it's okay. It's about challenging my mindsets, but it's also about creating new neurological pathways. And that's why stepping up to the plate should not be something which you punish yourself for, which you get mad about yourself for, but it should be something to celebrate, because those brains, we still need those brains when we get old. And the more we keep doing stuff, learning ourselves new techniques, the more the brain is being challenged. And let's be honest, isn't there something fun about being creative and seeing how you accomplish something new? I mean, we all want that A or that A+. But here's the thing. It's not realistic to think that we always have to be perfect, because you don't. It's about getting out there and showing yourself you are doing it. It's about getting that message across, showing other people, hey, we are not perfect. And again, if I thought it had to be perfect, I wouldn't be wearing my glasses. It's as easy as that. I probably would have redone my hair a little bit too. But for me, getting the message out there was way more important than worrying about the way I am looking right now. This is the moment that I feel inspiration. So inspiration trumps looking good. And, using that inspiration actually leads to a better video. Not when it comes to looks, but yes, when it comes to creating a certain vibe, when it comes to inspiring you, because it comes from the heart. And if I were to wait until I've got my contact lenses back in, which is insane because I just took them out, and they do cost money, daily contact lenses. How would that help? How would that inspire you more? Oh my God, she's looking better because she's wearing her daily gel contact lenses? Nah, let's be honest. It's about me telling you, be kind to yourself and be okay with yourself. Perfection is not needed in life. Maybe perfection is needed when you are doing surgery on someone. But we are not talking about these kinds of things in normal day-to-day life. It's about being the best who you can be and about trying as hard as you can, but again, without beating yourself up. As long as you take one step at a time to improve yourself, you will see that there is a curve going up. And again, if you look back on what you did like half a year ago and you look at how you're doing things now, you will see that you've made improvement in a number of areas. Now let's go for the next half year and make the next improvements. And you get to choose in which areas you want to improve. And I'm going to challenge you to share with us what those areas are. You can do it. You are worth it. One step at a time. That's how we do it. If you want to see more when it comes to courage, then go click over there, and you will see more videos related to courage.